Good afternoon. This is Reverend Ruby Harvey here again. And today I want to talk to you kind of personal. To kind of tell you what's in my heart and what I personally have been going through. And maybe some of you feel the same way I do about some things. And what I want to talk to you about is spiritual darkness and the way I feel about spiritual darkness and the way I feel about the world when I look around right now, and how sad I am because there's so much that I don't understand. So without further ado, and for time's sake, I'm going to share a few scriptures with you, and then let's just talk for a few minutes, okay? So here are some scriptures I have looked up that describe the way I'm feeling as a person, as a human right now. As you know, and I've said many times, I'm a biblical person. And when I go through something, I'm feeling a certain way, I want to see what the Bible has to say about the way I feel, because it's there. All one has to do is learn to look. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the 13th Psalm, verse 2. And David asked, "How long must I wrestle with my thoughts, and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me?" So here's what David really is saying. Psalm 13:2 is a deep expression of emotional exhaustion and feelings overwhelmed. King David is crying out to God about the heavy burden of his thoughts and outward pressures that he's struggling in life. Listen to what Psalm 39:12 says, and it's the 39th chapter, verses 12 and 13. David says, "Hear my prayer. Lord, listen to my cry. I cry for help. Do not be deaf to my weeping. I dwell with you as a foreigner, a stranger, as all my ancestors were, looking away from me, that I may enjoy life again before I depart from this earth and become no more." King David is submitting to God's chastisement. He's recognizing that God's hand is behind his suffering. He chooses not to complain, though he pleads for the affliction to be lifted. Just like us, we're going through so many trials and tribulations today. Me personally, I don't know where to turn, because everywhere I turn, whether it's north, east, south, or west, there's nothing good there. David ends with a plea for God to hear his prayer and tears. David acknowledges that this is temporary and that we are temporary strangers here on earth. And he asks for grace to recover strength before his life comes to an end on earth. That's like us. We want to have joy, peace, love, and happiness before our time here on earth ends, just as David. You see, whatever you're going through, it's in the Bible. It's in the scriptures. You just need to learn how to find it. Now I'm going to go to 1 Kings 19. I'm going to kind of summarize it because it was kind of long. And this is in reference to Elijah. Elijah teaches us about human, and this is 1 Kings 19. And you have to kind of read the whole chapter to get the gist of it, okay? It's too long for me to do all of that here. Elijah teaches us about human vulnerability, physical restoration, and the nature of God's presence. When Elijah experienced deep exhaustion and depression, God did not rebuke him. Instead, God provided rest and comfort for him and a still voice to remind him that he loves him and that he is not alone in what he's going through. And the same goes for us. Whatever we're going through, we're not alone. Here's what's important. It is important that you take care of yourself physically. God meets us in silence. You're never alone. Even though you're going through and you feel like you're alone, God is there in the present with you. It is safe to express your honest feelings to God. No matter what you're going through, how you're going through, talk to God just like he's your father. Talk to God just like he's there in your presence. He is your father. He is your advocate. Talk to him just like you would a person. We are never alone. You're never alone. And it's important that you know that. Your life has a purpose and a mission beyond your current trials and tribulations. You are here for a reason. God created you in his image for a reason. You're here alive today because of grace and mercy. God has a plan for your life, okay? Psalm 6, 2, verses 2 through 7. The psalmist cry out, "Have mercy on me, Lord, for I am faint. Heal me, Lord, for my bones are in agony. My soul is deep in anguish. How long, Lord? Lord, how long?" Don't you feel like that? I do. I do. David is describing the exact way I feel today. Thousands of years later, I'm feeling the same way David felt thousands of years ago. He says, "I am worn out from my groaning all night long. I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. My eyes grow weak with sorrow. They fail because of my foes." Look around at the world today. And look at what we're going through today. All you have to do is look around. We're in the same place David was in thousands of years ago. Here is the unseen war in the spiritual realm. You know, I keep telling you that I'm a spiritual person and that I don't always look at the natural. I also look into the spiritual because it's all around you. You got to learn to believe that there's a world and all around you. There are things going on around you. There are beings and entities and things that's going on around you. You got to learn that for yourself. Stop just looking at the world that you see and start looking at the world with your spiritual eyes. You'll come from the natural and go into the unnatural, that unseen. And it takes time to develop that, but you can learn to do it. One day, and I want you to listen to this. One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" And here's what Satan answered. "Oh, well, I've come from roaming to and fro and throughout the earth, going back and forth in it." Now, what he's saying, wherever he goes at, there's what? Chaos. There's trouble. There's strife. There's misery. There's famine. All the bad things in life, there you find him. And he says himself, he's going up and down in the earth. And when he goes up and down in the earth, he's doing what? Causing chaos in the earth, okay? God says to Satan. So they're going to have a conversation. And they have a conversation about a man named Job and the hedge God has built around him. Satan asked God to remove the hedge and allow him to try Job. And we know the story. Now you have to read the whole book of Job to get it all, okay? I can't read the whole thing for you. But what we know is that Job loses everything that he owned. His animals, his sons, and his daughters. But here's what Job said. "Naked I came into the world from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. May the name of the Lord be praised." Satan went out from the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the sole of his feet to the crown of his head. Job was in so much agony that he cries out in distress. He says, and listen to what he says, because this is profound. I've been there, I've done that, and I know what he's talking about. "May the day of my birth perish, and the night that said a boy is conceived. That say, may it turn to darkness. May God above not care about it. May no light shine on it." In other words, Job curses the day that he was born. You have to read the whole book to get the whole gist of the agony and the pain and the torture and how Satan just laid a hand on him and would not lift that hand off of him. So let's go now to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is known as the weeping prophet. Here's what Jeremiah went through. Jeremiah was tasked with delivering devastating warnings from God and God's judgments to his people, which they continually ignored. His intense grief over their impending ruin, coupled with his own severe persecution, caused him to cry out constantly. In other words, Jeremiah was not only crying out to God for himself, Jeremiah was crying out to God for his people, which is part of my distress in this day and time. My people are not my people anymore. I don't know who my people are anymore. We're disconnected. We're not the same. Something is happening with my people. And like Jeremiah, I'm crying out to God because I don't understand. So here's what's relevant concerning Jeremiah. He has deep empathy for his people. He cares about what has happened to his people. He wants the best for his people. He don't want them to face the wrath that is coming. So he endures because they're enduring. They coming through the trauma of the Babylon exile. And you have to read the Bible to understand what the exile in Babylon was like. And then he also had his personal persecution. So it's not all about him. It's about him and his people. The same way it is for me right now today, with me and my people. So, person to person, from my heart to yours, I'm going to talk to you briefly about spiritual darkness. It's a place wherein I've lost belief in humanity. I've lost faith in the disciplines of the church. I have lost faith in community, fellowship, and friendship. And when I look around at all the things that I see people doing, it breaks my heart. And I'm really concerned about my people. I really am. But like Jeremiah, I don't know what to do about it. So right now, there's an aperture in my heart, and I don't know how to close it. Right now, I feel the encampment of darkness, hopelessness, and I don't see how things are going to change. I don't see how things are going to work out. I don't see it. So let me define spiritual darkness for you. Spiritual darkness is generally a state of being disconnected. You get that word? Disconnected from divine truth. In other words, I've lost truthfulness. I've lost connectedness. I see so much that I just don't believe in anything and anybody anymore. Characterized by moral confusion. My people don't act like my people anymore. We are a proud people. We are a resilient people. We are the type of people who could pull themselves up by the bootstrap. We've done it. We've proven it. But we've lost something. And when I sit back and look at my people are not my people. I don't know who my people are anymore. We're not connected like we used to be. We don't love like we used to. We don't care like we used to. And I feel it every day. And it's growing stronger and stronger, the disconnection. Feelings of confusion, abandonment, and a lack of inner guidance. I don't know where I'm going from here. I don't know how to get back to where I need to be at. And here's the sad thing, when I talk to other people, they feel the same way I do. So it's not just me. So if you're feeling this way too, join the crowd, because there's something going on. Here's what I do know. Evil is spreading like a green bay tree. There's nothing good from our government. There's nothing good from our legislatures. There's nothing good from the congressmen. There's nothing good for the police. There's nothing good for anybody. They're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. It's like, you know how Satan said he's been going up and down in the earth? It's like he has gotten control, and we are seeing nothing but chaos, confusion. We're a ball of confusion right now. We don't see the light. Can't afford groceries. Can't afford to pay our rent. Can't afford gas prices. What can we do? And the people who are supposed to care about us, they don't care about us. We have to care for one another. So here's what I think. Here's what I think. There's an absence of divine presence. In other words, it seems that God has forsaken America and has left the enemy in control. Not that God has permanently abandoned us, but if you know and you read the Bible, God does allow things to happen for a reason and for a period of time, whether we like it or not. I feel like I'm spiritually blind right now. I feel that the world is in a rebellious state right now. I feel that the wrong people do, the more unjust type things people do, the more the world glorifies it. It's good right now for this country to be wrong than it is to be right. Right now we're celebrating we're celebrating what's wrong and not what's right. We're not celebrating the right things. We're looking at our government and those people and our leaders and saying, no, it's okay. They're doing a wonderful job. No, they're not. When you got people on the street, when you got people who don't have food to eat, when you got starving kids, you gonna tell me that's right? You gonna tell me that's just? It's not. Then there are personal crises. For me, it's been the dark night of the soul. My soul keep lingering in darkness. So what is darkness? Darkness is the absence of light. I can't see the light right now. All I see is darkness. And when I try to look around darkness, there's more darkness. And when I turn the TV on, there's more darkness. When I hear something, it's more darkness. When I see something, it's more darkness. I can't get out. I'm being consumed by the spirit of darkness. See? I'm experiencing a profound presence of darkness. And it's a spirit. It's a spirit. I told you how Job was tormented. That wasn't in the natural. That came from the spiritual. His war with Satan was spiritual, the same as I'm doing right now. So when you don't have light, you have what? Hopelessness and darkness. And then there's the crisis of faith. If God himself had not spoke to me a long time ago, back in 1985. I wouldn't believe in God today. I wouldn't believe in religion. I wouldn't believe in anything spiritual. Part of me is that far gone. The only thing that's keeping me grounded is the divine presence of God. You see, the Bible tells us, if I deny God, God will deny me. God can't deny God. I can't deny God. No matter what I'm going through, I got to find a way out. I must find a way out. And I have to seek and find that way out. So finally, what I'm going to leave with you is I don't have a sense of directions. I don't have warmth. I don't have joy. I don't have a sense of my mission. I don't have a sense of my purpose. And I'm continually asking, I'm 73 years old, and I'm continually asking, why am I still here? For what purpose? What is my mission? For what reason? But they tell me that joy comes in the morning. Now, this spirit of depression, let me tell you something. I've been fighting that spirit for a long time, ever since I was a baby. It's nothing new. So, I need you to pray for me, and I'll pray for you. Because right now, there's just a profound sadness. When I look at my brothers and my sisters, when I go on my walk and see people sleeping under a breezeway with all their worldly possessions in baskets and suitcases, it breaks my heart. Pray ye for one another. Love ye one another. Don't judge your brother and your sister living on the street, because what happened to them can happen to you. Hold on, and let's try not to let go. So today has been not so much a sermon. It's been for me to tell you how I feel right now. And I've been feeling that way for a long time. A grave sense of hopelessness. I feel the presence of evil all around me. Satan is in control, whether you believe it or not. For those who have ears, let them hear. This has been the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. Until we meet again, I love you. Pray for me, and I'll be praying for you. In Jesus' name, amen.